Story of Slumberland. So this is a new movie that is recently released in Netflix, released on November 18, and I'm making this video on November 22 or 23, I think. Sorry, it's 25. Okay, so let's start. So there's a little girl who lives with her dad. Actually, the representation in the movie is little older. The actual girl in the story is a little younger, but of course they had to get someone who could do acting. So they live in a lighthouse, and in this lighthouse, I guess her dad is the like they operate it, and her dad is also like a fisherman kind of occupation. And then what happens is one day in a stormy night, like he gets a call in the middle of the night that there's some catch, and he just goes off there. But but he doesn't return, and that night the girl sees something in her dream, that a nightmare, which is basically like a dark smoke in the shape of an octopus. It takes her dad, while they were about to like hold each other's hands inside water. It takes and carries away her dad. The next morning when she wakes up, she sees that her dad hasn't returned, but after through the window she sees that some police or security, a coast guard or something, they come and inform her that her dad is no more. She seemed to know one of them. Then what happens is, she is, instead of being given to a foster care, she is given to her dad's brother, her uncle. So she starts living with her uncle. He is a nice person, but like he pretends to not care about his brother. But actually they have a had a good relationship during childhood, and he also cares about him, but he pretends not to. And he is caring about her, and he tries to help her in every way, but he is very unsure about himself being a parent, and he thinks that she would have been better off if she had been given to a foster care. Then in that room, in her new house, she starts dreaming about things. In the dream she meets someone called Flip. So she meets Flip, and he takes her in an adventure. So in that she comes to know that there is a map, and that map leads to a place called Nightmare, Sea of Nightmare, where she can get a pearl which can grant wishes. There are actually many pearls. She can take one of them and grant a wish. So she actually, and another thing that happens is her pig, who is like a stuffed toy, comes alive in the dream. Okay, and is going to play a key role also. So she sets out to an adventure, like to get the sea to into the nightmare of sorry sea of nightmare to get the pearl. Flip is not very supportive of her. In fact, he opposes her and gets distracted along the way. So he is not very interested in going to the sea of nightmares, because he's also scared that it is a very dangerous place, and he also thinks that it doesn't exist for sure, and like it is a made up story. And there is also someone else involved in the story, that is the police department called Bosa. So something related to like controlling, like they're the police in the Dreamland. So they also get hold of them and tells her that it is just a made up story, you should not be following Sea of Nightmare. She finally goes, and after some struggle she is able to reach there and sees the pulse that grants wishes. She takes one of them, and comes back, and starts coming back while she is being followed by her nightmare. And while she got the pulse, the nightmare also attacked her there, but Flip came with a with an aeroplane, like World War II type aeroplane, and like rescues her. And then they finally were able to. And another interesting thing is that in the dream they can go through doors of one building and reach into completely different place, where there will be another door, or like into a basin where, and they will just pop up inside a car. So that thing happens, that is the way. So they in the like final in the like in one of the this portal, they had to go through an office where they would pop out in a car. So when they were about to go inside the office, like no, the portal is actually in the basin, in the office, basically cubicle type office. So when they were about to reach there, the nightmare also caught up with them, and they had to, yeah, they had to struggle a little, and finally they all came out into the car. And from the car, I think they reached the, yeah, from the car they reached this Flip's dream, where it was, Flip's dream is basically a large, ball, or a courtroom, with which is with many butterflies for some reason. So uh, in that there is a door which finally opens to the lighthouse. So if you see the lighthouse, there is another small room somewhere near, to the left or to the right, I think. And if you go through that courtroom in Philip's dream, the door in the courtroom in Philip's dream, you will come out here. So that was the final one. So while she was being chased by the octopus, she dropped the pearl, and Flip tried to fetch it, and he did fetch it and threw it back at her. She caught the pearl, but Flip was taken by the octopus. So what she did was she used the pearl to wish for Flip to return. Then she used up the only wish she had, and finally they came back. Sorry, she didn't wish for for Flip to return. She wished for Flip to wake up. Now, one interesting thing is that Flip is actually Philip, her uncle. So her uncle is actually Flip, but her uncle has lost the connection with his dream. So Flip is on his own, because he doesn't, he basically, what it represents is he's grown up and he has lost the connection with his dream. Okay, so he wakes up. No, he remembers all about Flip after she wished that Flip wake up. Okay, so when she remembers all about Flip, 1 second. Yeah, so finally, yeah, so when she remembers, wishes for Flip to wake up, Flip disappears from the dream and disintegrates as butterflies, and her uncle gains the consciousness of Flip. Okay, then after she comes out here, she is a little sad because she does not have pearl to wish for her dad to return. So what she did is, she was standing there, but that policewoman came, and she said that you have a nice pig there, and that pig then spit out another pearl that it had caught in his mouth. Okay, so then she had the pearl, and she was happy. She wished for her to see her dad, and she was able to see her dad. But then her dad told her that there is a life waiting for you. You shouldn't be in the dream. You have to wake up. Meanwhile, in the real world, what is happening is she has left her room because she is angry with her uncle, because her uncle told that you would be better off in the foster care, and I did not ask for any of it. But he's glad she came, but he did not ask for it. So she got angry, and she started going towards the lighthouse in the real world, using a small boat that her uncle had tried to gift her a few days earlier. So while going in that boat, she was hit in the head by the like the log in the sail, the wood in the sail, and she fell unconscious, and she was being drifting towards the lighthouse. But at the end, when she reached the lighthouse, the boat tilted after hitting the shore, and she was like dangling, almost about to drop. After some time, she actually did drop into the water, but by that time her uncle was also following her, and he reached. Actually, he was very scared initially, but when she wished that Flip wake up, her uncle remembered all the adventures that he used to do during his childhood, and he got the consciousness of Flip, and he was very brave now, and he swam in the water and rescued her. Okay, but still in this case, she used the pearl in the dream. She used the pearl, and her dad appeared and told her that there's a life waiting for you. And in the real world, during that time, she was actually unconscious, like she was dreaming and unconscious. So finally her dad convinced her to go into the real world, and she came back and woke up in the real world. And that's it. Then it was a happy ending. She was okay with her uncle. Her uncle was also okay that she came. And that's what happened. That's how the story ends. Thank you very much.